Dear trainees, today let me give you some knowledge about the dance. So, today's topic is dance, and under this, there are four subtopics. That is, first, we will discuss about what is dance, then, we will have the classification of the dance, and then folk dance, and the last topic is the classical dance. So, the first topic is what is dance? Dance is the art of the movement of body in a rhythmic way, usually to music and within a given space, for the purpose of expressing an idea or the emotion, releasing energy, or simply taking delight in the movement itself. And there are lots of the different definitions of the dance given by the different scholars, but I took off only one as your convenient for your study. So according to Encyclopedia America, dance is the continuous movement of the body to a certain rhythm within a given area. It may be an expression of the emotion, an outlet for the surplus energy, or simply a source of the joy. So, dance may also regarded as a form of the non-verbal communication, and one of the basic motives of the dance is the expression and the communication of the emotion. Dance in traditional Indian culture permitted all the facets of the life, but its outstanding function was to give symbolic expression to abstract religious idea. And there are some basic elements of the dance. They are movement, rhythm, time, space, and expression. And without these basic elements, dance cannot be expressed. As we have some basic idea of the dance, then let me tell you about the classification of the dance. There are lots of the dance form in the world. So from the Western context, according to Encyclopedia America, there are two forms of the dance. They are communal dance and the theater dance. Likewise, in India also there are various forms of the dance, but in general it can be categorized into two, that is the folk dance and the classical dance. Then let me tell you about folk dance of India. Before we know about what is folk dance, first we have to know about what is folk, what is folklore. After knowing these two, we can easily understand what is folk dance. So, folk. What is folk? The literal meaning of the folk is people in general. It may refer to a nation. Folk in the wide sense of the term may be applied to the whole of humanity. And then comes the folklore. What is folklore? Folklore is the traditional belief, customs, and the stories of a community passed through the generations by word of mouth. Folklore is the expressive body of culture shared by a particular group of people. It encompasses the tradition common to that culture, subculture, or the group. This includes the oral tradition such as the tale, proverbs, and the jokes. They include the material culture ranging from traditional building style to handmade toys common to the group. Folklore also include customary lore, the forms and the rituals of the celebration such as the Christmas and the wedding. folk dance and the initiative rites. Then comes the folk dance. Folk dance is a form of the dance that is supposed to arise spontaneously from the desire of a common people of a nation for communal expression. It may be described as originated since the evolution of the organization of human life, which developed in human group, community and society step by step in course of human history. And folk dances are also the dances that are developed by the people that reflect the life of a people of a certain country or a region. Folk dance are extremely simple with minimum of step or a movement. So the folk dancers, although they do decorate the space and the time while celebrating the life, they do not aim at showing their excellence in dancing. It is the pulsating togetherness that they wish to enjoy deeply. Therefore, the folk dancers have recurring movement, which may appear to an art dancer repetitive and monotonous. And these folk dances are performed for every possible occasion, like to celebrate the arrival of season, birth of a child, or a wedding and a festival. As we know that India is the land of the varied cultures and the traditions, diversity in all spheres make the Indian culture quite unique. Indian folk dances are product of different socio-economic setup and the tradition evolve over ages. In India, we have festivals and celebrations virtually every day, and the dances are performed to express the joy and festivity. So there are numerous of the folk dance in India. The range and the variety of the folk dance tradition surviving in India is indeed amazing. The subcontinent has around 30 different cultural regions. In it, there are scores of different styles of the folk dance. India has more than 460 different tribal communities, and it has several kinds of dance traditions. All these folk dance are either ritualistic or simply celebrative. So, the vast body of Indian folk dance can be further subdivided according to the basic character or the particular occasion of performance of the dance into 10 kinds. They are ritual, trance, ceremonial, harvest, social, seasonal, martial and game, dance of the boys as girls, drum dance, and the last one is the recreational dance. So let me tell you in brief about these 10 kind of the folk dance of the India and example of its dance form. Ritual dance. The social scientists of today define the ritual as a symbolic enactment of the myth. Each of the Indian rituals is steeped in metaphysical symbolism contained in the myth behind it. Many folk dances have been inspired by the mythology or the legend. When these myth and legend are presented in stylized enactment through dance movement, they become as fascinating as aesthetic. And this type of the folk dance is called ritual folk dance. Some example of these ritual folk dance are like Lai Harauba of Manipur, Cherrao of Mizoram, Tirayatam of Kerala, etc. Then next is the trance dance. In a trance dance, the dancer becomes a temporary embodiment of either a spirit or a deity. In this trance dance, rituals are performed either by a priest or the dancer himself with the sole aim of invoking a spirit or a deity to possess the body of the dancers. It is a kind of self-hypnosis under which the dancer goes into a deep trance. And the example of these trance dance are like Bhaktas of Orissa, Maibi of Manipur, Teyam of Kerala, etc. Then next, number 3 is the ceremonial dance. There are two kinds of the ceremonies, religious and the social. The ceremonial dance have the ritualistic overtones and are celebrative in character. And the examples are like Garba of Gujarat, Chamtak of Himachal Pradesh, Nati of Himachal Pradesh, etc. Then comes the harvest dance. India have been engaged in cultivation for centuries. Various agricultural operations are associated with rituals and festivals. Dancing is a part of the ritual. So right from the time of the preparing the field for sowing seeds to the end of the harvesting, during its stage of the agricultural operation, various kind of the dance are performed. Bihu of Assam, Hosagiri of Tripura, Bhangra of Punjab, Dandiya Ras of Gujarat are some examples of harvest dance. Then next is the social dance. Human beings are essentially social. There are some events in the social life that filled one with great happiness, which enkindle the desire for celebration. Such occasions are like marriage and the birth of a child. Marriage and the childbirth are celebrated by all the societies. There is yet another kind of the social dance in which unmarried boys and the girls choose their partner. So this is about the social dance, and some examples of the social dance are Kachigori of Rajasthan, Chari of Rajasthan, Kaksar of Madhya Pradesh. Then seasonal dance. Seasons are closely connected with the agricultural operations. Majority of the folk dance form can be said to be the seasonal because they are performed in particular seasons. For instance, all the harvest dance are seasonal, but there are also some dance which are performed to celebrate or welcome the season. Most of these seasonal dance are performed either in spring or in autumn. And example of these seasonal dance are Churkula of Uttar Pradesh, Lur and Fagund of Haryana, Maring of Meghalaya, etc. Then number 7 is the martial and the game dance. Every game has an inherent rhythm of its own. In most of the cases, it is so covered that unless very carefully observed, it is not perceptible. In India, several traditional games evolved in which rhythm was taken as the base. They are therefore both game and a dance. And the example of this martial and the game dance are like Thangta of Manipur, Kalari Payetu of Kerala, etc. The next is the dance of the boys as girls. There are not many folk dance in which boys perform dress as girl, but the tradition of the female impersonation, especially in traditional theatre form, is a custom. This tradition was started in India from around 16th century, and the examples of these dance are Gotipua of Orissa, Tharuha of Uttar Pradesh, etc. Next is the drum dance. There are quite a few dances in which the dancer himself plays the drum while dancing. Such dances come under the category of the drum dance. In drum dance, generally the drummer provides the percussion accompaniment with the dances. And the examples are like Pung Cholom, Dhon Cholom of Manipur and the Dolu Kunita of Karnataka, etc. And lastly, we come to the most extensive category of the folk dance of India, that is the recreational dance. There are countless forms of the recreational dance prevalent all over the India. The performance of these dance while giving recreational pleasures to the dancers entertains the outlookers. Under this category of the dance are include those form of the folk dance which have unmistakable element of the theatre. And examples are like Rough and Hikkat of Jammu and Kashmir, Teratali of Rajasthan, Nati of Himachal Pradesh, Ghumar of Rajasthan, etc. So, from the above discussion, we know that folk dance is one of the most important thing in our tradition because it has the traditional way to improve and promote the country. The development of the folk dance helps a lot to enhance the characteristic of our culture and our difference from other country. So it is therefore essential that the tradition and the culture that have propagated the very system of the folk dance and the theatre in India must be preserved with utmost interest and the care. Then the last topic is the classical dance of India. Classical dance is defined as the dance that strictly follows a conscious grammar of its own, and it is always performed before an audience. Some scholars have given his opinion that the classical dance is limitless to satisfy the creative urge of an artistic and also to enrich society's cultural and aesthetic label. So the classical dance can be regarded as a kind of the dance which is highly codified and idealized, that only the themes from the mythology and the ancient history are suitable to adequately manifest the dramatic potentialities of the dance style. And in India, so far, there are altogether 8 distinct kinds of the Indian classical dance which are recognized by the Sangeet Natya Academy, Government of the India. And they are Manipuri classical dance from Manipur, Bharatnatyam from Tamil Nadu, Kathak from Northwest and the Central India, Kuchipudi from Andhra Pradesh, Odissi from Orissa, Mohini Attam from Kerala, Kathakali from Kerala, and the Satriya from Assam. So let me tell you in brief about these 8 classical dance of India. So the first one is the Manipuri classical dance. Manipuri dance is one of the major Indian classical dance form. It originates from the Manipur. The cult of the Radha and the Krishna, particularly the Ras Leela, is the central themes since the 15th century, during which Sanskritization germinated in the land through Brahmin scholars. Manipuri classical dance, with its ancestral cult, has been imbued with refined pedagogical culture, which is still unfailingly maintained by the traditional institutions and the modern dance colleges. The next is the Bharatnatyam from Tamil Nadu. Bharatnatyam is one of the oldest dance forms of the India. It was nurtured in the temples and the court of the southern India since the ancient times. Later, it was codified and documented as a performing art in the 19th century. The art was handed down as a living tradition from generation to generation under the Devadasi system, under which women were dedicated to temples to serve the deity as a dancer and the musician forming the part of the elaborate rituals. Today, the Bharatnatyam is one of the most popular and widely performed dance styles and is practiced by male and female dancers all over India. Then Kathak from the northwest and the central to India. From the temple courtyard to the Mughal court, Katha means story and the Kathaka was the storyteller. The name Kathak is derived from the Sanskrit word Katha meaning the story, and the Kathaka in Sanskrit means he who tells a story or to do with stories. The movement of the hand and the body as well as the facial expression he used to enrich the narrative gave birth to the dance style Kathak. It is one of the highly evolved classical dance of the India. Then Kuchipudi. Kuchipudi is a dance drama tradition like Kathakali, deriving its name from a village of the name in Andhra Pradesh. It has recently evolved as a solo form for stage presentation performed by women, though it was preserved of the men formerly. Even today, the male dancers enact female roles with consummate artistry. Then performed to classical Kuchipudi movement are fleet-footed and the rounded searing command elements with the Bharatnatyam. Then the next is the Odissi from the Odisha. A classical dance style which traces its origins to the 2nd century BC in the eastern shore of the India, now called Odisha. Odissi was performed as a daily ritual by the Maharis, that is the temple dancers, before the image of the god. The tradition probably reached its pinnacle between the 12th and the 16th century AD, Muslim invasion to the Orissa. Then Mohini Attam. This is also from the Kerala. The dance form of the Mohini Attam was nurtured in the region of the Kerala in southwestern India, believed to have originated in 16th century CE, and it is considered a very graceful form of the dance meant to be performed as solo recital by the woman. The name Mohini Attam literally means dance of the enchantress, and it does have a mesmerizing quality. The white and the gold costume, arresting hairstyle, and the highly graceful movement in medium tempo contribute to this aesthetic effect. Kathakali from the Kerala. Kathakali is one of the oldest theatre forms in the world. It originated in the area of the southwestern India, now known as the state of the Kerala. Kathakali is a group presentation in which the dancer take various roles in performances traditionally based on themes from the Hindu mythology, especially the two epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. One of the most interesting aspects of the Kathakali is its elaborate makeup coat. Then the last one is the Satriya dance from the Assam. Satras are the Vaishnava monasteries in Assam. The saint poet Sankardeva of the 15th century AD started this institution to bring the harmony to the region of the Assam through religion, creating form of the dance, dramas, music, painting, and the collective prayer. The dance form which came to stay are called the Satriya dance, sharing all the characteristics of a classical dance form. As a living tradition, these dances are performed in the Namghar, the prayer hall of the Satra, by the monks. So, dear trainees, these are some ideas about the dance and its classification. You all just through it, and if you have some doubt, then you can ask me. Thank you.